Hey there guys, this is Reckles with WTBGold, and today marks a week since Shadowlands has been out, and that means all the nerfs have gone out, all the dust has settled from those, so it's time to get talking about what the best skinning spots are going to be going forward. And in this video, I'm going to share my top 3. My metric for all these is just going to be the amount of base leather we get, because to my understanding so far, all the other things drop in the same ratio. And those ratios are: you get 1 bone every 5 leather, 1 hide every 15 leather, 1 heavy leather every 30, and 1 heavy hide every 100. Okay, so now that we know that, let's get a baseline. Let's find how much a bad farm would yield us. So what I did, I started at the northwest corner of, I picked a random zone. I went to Revendreth. I just meandered down to the southwest corner of the zone, killed everything I came across that was a beast. Doing all that took me 20 minutes, and I was on pace for 700 leather per hour. So literally the worst you could do, just like picking a direction and running in a straight line, that will get you 700 leather per hour. Now, what about a decent farming spot? What's okay? Well, there are lots of forest with bears or wolves in them. Ardenwell has areas with lots of foxes and deer and gorms. If you just find a spot that has lots of beasts and you just kind of run around in a circle, you're gonna get about 1,000 leather an hour. So you're gonna get about 50% more than just the random running in a straight line. But y'all want to know the best farming spots, so let's get to that. My favorite spot, and I think this has potential to be the best, is the Glimmerfur Den Watchers. These are little foxes on the west side of Ardenweald. There's just so much potential here. Like, there's a tree trunk and there's like 15 foxes right behind it, and then there's another pack of 10 over here and a pack of 15 over here. You can do a ton of killing here. Now, not all of them are gonna be the foxes. There's gonna be some turtles and some moths and some deer, but just a ton of beasts. The problem I had is I haven't quite figured how to best force spawn them yet, so it is at least, at minimum, 1,200 leather per hour. But there's a potential for a lot more here. If your skinner is a tank who can take a lot of damage, then go here, test this out, and have a good time. The next spot is the agitated ether worms in Bastion. Now, these guys are in a cave. Someone must have done a guide on this recently, because there's some decent competition here. It's a weird farming spot though, because there's 3 states that the cave can take. The first way is there's no competition, you got the place all to yourself. This is the worst though, because you kill the 5 worms up at the top floor, but then nothing force spawns, so you go down to the bottom floor, and you kill those 3 down there, and then 2 more force spawn down there, so you kind of onesie-twosie kill those, and then you go back up to the top floor, and then you go back down to the bottom floor, and you go back up to the top and the bottom, and with all that work, you're only gonna get about 1,100 leather an hour, which is better. It's better than good. It's great, but it's not amazing, you know? The second phase is if another person is there. If you have some competition, you can do a lot better because you don't have to run back and forth. One person takes the top floor, one person takes the bottom floor, and you're just volleyballing these spawns back and forth to each other. So here, I was able to push out about 1,300 per hour, which makes this the best farming spot. But the problem with the best farming spot is it leads to the third state you're gonna find this in. If it's the best farming spot, there's not gonna be just one other person there. There's gonna be 3 other people, or 5, or 10 other people there. Now, I still got 1,000 leather an hour with all this crazy competition, but I just didn't enjoy myself, because like when someone comes up and steals your skin, you look at their pile and you're like, well, I'll steal their skin, and then everyone's like cutthroat fighting over skins when like it could be a collaborative effort. And I don't know, that's not, I like to skin and relax and not PvP for skin. There is potential here, though, to have a 2x4 on the top floor, 2x4 on the bottom floor, and then have a leech skinner in each group. Now, the third farm that we're going to talk about is currently the best according to my testing, and the funny thing is it's a variation of the default just run around. So there's a little triangle of enemies in Northern Bastion right around 50-30. I'll draw it on the map right here. But there's just a ton of animals. There's the flying lions, there's some deer, there's some moth, there's some foxes, there's some turtles. You can just run around, and there's about 6 or 7 different pulls where you can get 10 plus enemies each. So if you can survive big ass pulls, then go out here and, like, with a little practice, you can figure out how best to pull things so they don't evade on you. And if you're new to skinning or big pulls like this, I'll put a link to a video where I go over how evade mechanics work. I know you probably know this already, but in case you don't, go watch that video because there's some very simple but important tricks. So there you go. Either run around in a circle at the north end of Bastion, run around in a circle at the west side of Ardenweld, or go back and forth in a cave, and that's going to be about 20 to 30% better than a good farm and about twice as good as just running in a straight line. Before you go, make sure to subscribe, because in the next video, I'm going to be talking about how you can guarantee yourself 12 gold per leather for those 1,200 leather per hour that you're getting. And finally, I do have a little favor to ask of you. Every expansion since Legion, I've gone out and tested every single skinnable animal in the game. It's been a lot of fun, and we've had some great results with that, like the Quill Rat farm, the Krog farm, the Basilisk farm. Like, every major skinning farm we found in the first week or two, and it didn't get popular until later on when the OP farms eventually got nerfed. So I'm excited to do that again, but I you know what? I miss the Transmog Top 10. I do. So I wanted to open this up to you guys and kind of just make it a collaborative effort. So down in the description, there's going to be a Google spreadsheet. Go ahead, and here's what I want you to do. Pick one of the things that doesn't have results on it yet. Just one of the animals on that spreadsheet. Go and test it for 15 minutes and then leave me a comment here on this video with the name of the enemy, what your eye level was, and how much leather you got in that 15-minute test. From there, I'll go out, do some more thorough testing, and we can really compare these farms. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like this video if it helped you out, subscribe, all that stuff. You know what to do. Follow me on Twitter. I have Patreon if you want to support me there. I'm revamping Patreon as we speak. But I appreciate you guys a whole lot. I hope you have a wonderful day. Good luck and happy gold making.